All right, Buffs fans, gotta ask you this question. Do you think Colorado can sneak this dub out? I mean, of course, you guys are fans, you're homers, so of course you're going to believe in your squad. But on a serious note, you think Colorado can do this? Because the way things are lining up, there's a chance that the Buffs can end up being the spoiler this weekend in UCF because some things are lining up to where UCF could be overlooking Colorado. Let's talk about that and what that means here on the Prime Time for College Football. This video is powered by our partners over at BetUS. They are hooking the gamer up. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. They're taking care of you on this YouTube exclusive by using the promo code YouTube150. All right, so Colorado's traveling to UCF. We talked about it earlier this week. This was in talking with others. It's the one game that concerned me this season because it's a cross-country travel. We're in hurricane season. As y'all saw, Hurricane Helena is over there doing some stuff. And I think it was a Category 4 going into the weekend. Going into yet today. And I think it's clearing up some, but Waffle House put up the board. So, made your boy a little nervous. But outside of that, UCF is actually a really good team, right? They were one of the sleepers. When we talked to Phillip Dukes over at On 3, he kind of talked about how there was one squad he felt like could do some damage in the Big 12, and mainly because their run game is stout, right? KJ Jefferson coming over from Arkansas. This is his 15th season in college football. And then RJ Harvey, the running back, man, he against TCU, he rushed for 180 and 2 scores. He was killing it. But I think that in this game, as much as UCF is going to have to take Colorado seriously, they've got an in-state rivalry game where they're traveling to Gainesville to play the Florida Gators next week. So this could be a chance that UCF decides to accidentally overlook Colorado because the spread is so high. We're going to talk about what that spread looks like real quick as we get a word from our sponsor. We got to talk about our partners over at BetUS. They are hooking up the gamer with a YouTube exclusive, 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. You got to use the promo code YouTube150. And so, as you know, the Buffs are traveling cross country. We're talking about it. And Colorado got Central Florida. Right now, it is still sitting at a plus 14 with the Buffs with a plus 425 on the money line. Of course, we're going to take that spread because we do feel like it is a trap game. So let's go ahead and throw a couple dollars here on the Buffs, and you can do the same thing because BetUS is taking care of you. 150% up to $2,000 in bonuses on your first deposit, and then they're going to give you 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000 using the promo code YouTube150. So check them out. They've got your NFL games. They've got your college football games. They are taking care of the gamer, so you got to check them out. BetUS, where the games begin. So as y'all saw, the spread right now is 14, and UCF looks like they got all the juice, all the momentum, and it's mainly because of the offense, right? They're really good at running the ball. They're a power run offense, and shout out to Gus Malzahn, the head coach, because, his offense is pretty innovative and a lot of misdirection, and he caused some issues. But I think where Colorado can come in here and win is not only are you using the best quarterback in college football in Sheduer Sanders, hey, you can argue with whoever you want to on that. The man is putting up numbers, 1,300 yards passing this season. 11 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's doing a good job keeping the ball, keeping the presence. I mean, I'm seeing NFL scouts, right? And talking heads that pay attention to this stuff really raving about what Sheduer did. We'll dive deeper into that later going into next week. And on top of that, you're hearing the talking heads like, I did a video about Paul Feinbaum earlier this week. I know. Y'all like, Jay, why are you talking about Feinbaum again? But look, y'all like hearing about it because everybody comes and watch the video when I talk about him. And it's mainly because everybody wants to hate on Colorado just because of how a big production it is without realizing that the way that the Buffs are balling out, the way that they're coming together as a team, especially in situations where there's adversity, man, they're a squad that they want to get behind, right? And Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, is one that we all love to see. And so to me, Feinbaum and them saying that Colorado is not everybody's Super Bowl, negating what Shedeur said and, all of that. And then coming back and saying that this is the most exciting team to watch in college football just tells me a testament that this team is actually producing some products on the field. I mean, the Hail Mary, to tie the game, and then Travis Hunter hitting the running back and causing that fumble to win the game tells you everything, man, at box office. Even with, Deion Sanders as the head coach, still box office. And so what Colorado's going to get in this game is, the good thing is expected that, defensive lineman Shedeur Sanders is expected to play in this game, right? He's coming back from that forearm injury that he came out in the Nebraska game. The one where everybody's talking about Sheduer leaving early to go to, get treatment, and he was right behind him. It looks like, they call him the block bully, possibly coming back in this game. And you get him back, that's going to be much needed bodies to help in stopping the run game that UCF has. And this is kind of where I'm going with this. If Colorado comes through like they've been all season, listen to this number. Saw this number and this shocked me. Last season, the Buffs were 122nd in run defense. They're run great. This season, they are 15th. The defense has dramatically improved. Everything we said that Robert Livingston was going to do, some of the stuff that needs to be done earlier, it's coming through, right? Second half points, I think they've only given up under 21 points total in all 4 games total in the second half, because Baylor only scored 1 time at the end of last week's game, right? That one was huge. They scored in the fourth quarter. They scored a touchdown. All their points were scored in the first half. Same thing with Nebraska, Colorado State, right? North Dakota State. Going through all those games, Colorado has been really good in the second half on defense. The Colorado State game, luckily, because of a rivalry, they came through in the first half playing really good defense. And so for the Buffs, the most important thing is getting started early. Also, the run game's got to step up, right? Michael Welch did pretty solid, and so did Isaiah Gustav. I'd say they did okay, but that needs to ramp up. Again, I understand that Sheduer having the ball in his hands, the best chance to win, but the best way to help your pass game, especially being able to leverage play action, is to run the ball, right? Get some solid run games. Just keep the chains moving, in which Colorado's done great on that. Done great on keeping the chains moving every game. But that's what UCF's going to want to do. They're going to want to slow the game down in a way to where there's less possessions, because they're going to run it down your throat. Now, this is good for the Buffs because Harvey, this is the toughest run defense he's seen this season so far. And on top of that, the defense has stepped up dramatically. So I don't think you need to lean heavily on Sheduer as much in this one, because the defense is going to have to do a lot of the work. They're going to have to keep UCF from being able to run the ball effectively. Averaging over 7 yards per carry right now. If you can slow that down to about 4, man, and really get some big stops, which the Buffs have done a good job of, man. Tackles for loss has been huge and been going up. Now, from there, the other big piece that the Buffs are going to have to do is really make sure that they try to minimize turnovers on their side and, of course, maximize it on the other. Travis Hunter, man, he comes out of nowhere with interceptions, and KJ Jefferson likes to throw him up there sometimes, and I think that Travis can bait him into something and get himself a pick. They're going to test him. They're going to test him mainly because Travis is traveling not only cross country, but he's playing both sides of the ball. So you got to take advantage to see if you can do something, right? So I expect that to also happen. So if there's anything you can get out of this, I think that there's a good chance that UCF could be overlooking Colorado because of the rivalry game the next week. Anytime there's a rivalry game coming up, man, teams be thinking about it. And it's in state. They're going to Gainesville, to the Swamp. UCF wants to win that game bad. I mean, bad. And so even though in Big 12 play, they're, going to want to try to win this conference, there's a good chance that Colorado could catch them slipping because they're at home. UCF is at home, and they're not going to be thinking of Colorado as much. Now, granted, you still got Travis Hunter as well as Sheduer Sanders that you got to pay attention to. Colorado may catch them slipping and slipping. What y'all think? Let me know what you think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. All right. We'll have our course report on things after the game. We'll, give y'all a typical breakdown. Check it out. Shout out to BetUS. They are powering this video. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. They're hooking up the gamer. So make sure you check them out. Use the promo code YouTube150. All right, we'll chop it up with y'all in about a day or so.